Well, Oregon lawmakers have passed a bill that would essentially ban some book bans. It prohibits schools from banning books if that ban is discriminatory. Senate Bill 1098 prohibits book bans based on the topic or the author of the book. It also sets up requirements that must be followed when a book is challenged. Now, studies show that the vast majority of books that are banned from school libraries are written by or feature people of color and those in the LGBTQ community. On the House floor this week, lawmakers say the bill is necessary because of the record number of book challenges in the past few years in Oregon. 127 books were challenged in Oregon schools and libraries last year.
This bill pushes back on attempts to assault the principles of freedom and expression and access to information. Such challenges disproportionately impact materials featuring race, racism, sexism, and LGBTQ+ identities and undermine our collective efforts to provide a culturally responsive and inclusive education. I also want to be clear. Senate Bill 1098 does not mandate what materials are being presented, but rather does not allow material to be banned within the protected criteria. Parents and guardians can still request to remove books, and school administrators are free to consider those requests.
Now in the House, the bill passed along party lines. Democrats in favor, Republicans against, except for one single Republican who voted in favor of the bill. Representative Cyrus Javadi is from the North Coast, and he said his decision to support the bill came in part from his son.
He's gay. And like a lot of kids who realize they're different before they're ready to say it out loud, he went looking for stories. Not flashy ones, not political ones, just something that helped him understand what he was feeling. Something that reminded him he wasn't the only kid trying to navigate this phase of his life. If a teacher had assigned a novel with a gay character, he would have read it. Not because he was told to, but because it might have felt like a lifeline. Books do that.
He went on to challenge his Republican colleagues and his constituents who say that some books are inappropriate.
This bill doesn't mandate a single book in any classroom. It doesn't force a reading list on any student. It doesn't tell schools what stories to choose. It tells them what not to reject. You can remove a book if the content is too graphic. You can remove it if it's not age appropriate. But you can't remove it just because the author is gay, or Muslim, or black, or because the story centers someone that makes you uncomfortable. That's not a curriculum. That's the First Amendment doing its job.
But every other Republican in the House was against the bill, including Representative Boomer Wright, who said that some books include things that some parents don't want their kids reading, and they wish the bill had included provisions on age appropriateness.
Preventing books that promote radical ideologies with regard to gender and sexuality from getting into the hands of minor children is an obligation, not an option. This bill is not in the best interest of children and families, and I will be a no on this bill in support of the children's right to learn through age-appropriate books and materials which are not politically and sexually motivated.
Okay, now under the bill, parents are still allowed to contact their kids' school and ban them individually from reading books they don't want them to have access to. The bill also passed the Senate. It now goes to Governor Kotek.